Okay, hello everybody, it's Matt here and welcome to my channel. And in today's video we're going to look into doing forensics on a Mac. Now I'm going to go through setting up a program the program that we did in last video called UFADE. And after that, after doing UFADE, we're going to go into actually looking at file systems on a Mac. So let me get all of my materials here and I will be back. And that'll give you time also to get your materials. So, roll the intro. Okay, now welcome back to the video everyone, and let's get started into this. So, my cursor's right here. So the first thing that we need to do to start this forensic stuff up is we need to install Homebrew if we don't have it already. So we would, in order to start Homebrew up, we need to paste this command in right here that you find on the Homebrew webpage. And what that'll do, you need to give it your password first, so it'll install all of these packages for Homebrew, and it'll also install the command for Homebrew too. So, and the reason why you need this Homebrew is because some of the packages that we're going to use on our program called UFADE really will need Brew because they don't come with the macOS operating system already. And they're not provided by Apple. So just going through that, at least for me, it's updating Homebrew. So now that it's over, let's go to our next thing, which is this UFADE program right here. So the first thing we need to do is clone this, but I already do have it cloned, so I'm going to do an ls-li on my downloads folder, which is where I have it. And you can see right here it's under UFADE or YT_test. So in a previous recording in this video, I downloaded it twice. I'm going to go to the latest version. So yeah, when it comes to having private, so yeah, what you're gonna do is you're going to git clone this, and assuming that you have git already, you'll be able to clone it to wherever you want. And after you do that, after you clone it to where you want, you're gonna have to root install dialog. So I already have that. So after doing that, I'm going to be running So after you install the dialog, you have to determine whether you want to use a GUI version of this, or use it as just a command line tool. But at least in my case, I've always been using it as this one, as the GUI version, because it's easier for me that way. So I already installed Python 3.12 via the brew package manager, as well as Python TK, the newest version of Python TK. So I won't do that, but you can download whatever Python that you need. And one error that you might get when doing the requirements, you have to change this to pip 3 since you're in Python 3. But one error that you might get is that you need to do -break system packages. Break, not rake, but you need to do break system packages. And in this case, all the requirements for this are already met. So it'll be installing all of these things that you see right here on this big list of things. So now we're gonna open it, which we do by doing Python 3. So a new UFADE underscore GUI.py, since I'm using the GUI version. And let me grab my USB cables and my phone. So what you'll have to do for this is the phone will give you a message asking you whether or not you trust the device that you're using. So you hear that? My phone paired with the computer, and I trusted it. Let me fully grab this and put it over here. But now that you see that, I'm just gonna drop this completely in downloads at the moment. But before I do that, before I actually go on and move on with this, I just want to tell you a couple things. So in order for it to read the device, it needs one of these packages over here on this thing called it's Pi Mobile Devices or something like that, but yeah, there's a device that reads mobile devices, and then there are also some Python libraries that read through information of iOS devices specifically. And those are what's needed to get all of this information. Like our software version, our build number, the name of our device, and the type of device that we have, among other things. Now you can play with all of this stuff on your own time, but the thing that I want to specifically focus on now is our acquisition options. So we have 3 types of logical backups, depending on what you want. So just 2 logical and logical plus backup, as well as a Celebrite UFADE style backup, which will allow you to use this with Celebrite Physical Analyzer. But in our case here, what we want to do is we want to go to File System Backup, or an FFS or full file system backup for doing jailbroken devices. And so assuming, let me drop this terminal, so assuming that you've already jailbroken your device, you need to also have SSH installed on your device. So the default values will be suitable for you, but if you change the SSH credentials on your device because it has a little bit more need for being secure, then by all accounts go ahead and change it to that. But on my test device here, I have it as default, so default is fine. So for now, the thing will be creating the system backup. And I will be back for you guys once this backup is complete.
A few minutes later.
Okay, we back everybody, and we're about done with this. It's gonna be a few seconds left. In about 100 megabytes or so, we are going to be 100%. 99, come on. 99. And 100. We are done. Okay, I'll open a Finder window here. Okay, actually, I didn't notice that it was 16.16 gigabytes. So it'll be maybe okay, there we go. And we are done with it, guys. So as to complete our full file system backup costs us 18.05 gigabytes, which is fairly close to the use space on our file system. And at this point we could put this away and go towards this, our full file system backup. So now, if we open it with our archive utility app, it'll expand it. And so we'll wait a few seconds for that to expand. So now that it's fully expanded, we can take a look at it. So in it was a private folder, which is the root of it, and it has these things. But what we're most concerned about is our var directory. And this has all of the files that a standard forensic examiner would want to see, like our installed directory, library, mobile installation, and last build info.plist. And in this case, we see our build information and our software information on the phone. So we could see that it's the same version as we saw up there, and 16.7.8, which is the same version that we saw in our UFADE earlier. And we can also go into another big folder for forensic examiners, which is our mobile folder. So let me open our DB browser for SQLite app. And we're gonna open some databases here. So users, actually, will be better to go through that into private. Var our mobile directory, documents, downloads, media. So we could go into our iTunes control, iTunes, media library.sqlite.db, for instance, and we browse the data. Okay, I have to change up the text size of this thing because it's obviously too small even for me to see on this monitor over here that I am on. But we can see we have database properties, we have some albums here. So these are podcasts at the moment, podcasts that have been listened to. And items show all of the items that exist on the device. Item extra. So you can find the name of the items on the device. So for instance, if you had songs, the song names would show up, but in this case, I have only podcasts on this test device because I haven't been able to put any songs on it just yet. But these are all podcasts right here that I've listened to, or that have just been downloaded because the podcasts are set to download regular podcasts on all of my other devices that I actually do use for personal use, and not for sole purpose of forensics. But we also have things like item stats, where you can find things that are like date play, date skipped, and the count of times that you've played this thing, and you can also find artists. So say if you had songs, you can find songs here. And there's a whole lot of other stuff here for you to take a look at. Okay, we can open that one. And maybe in photos, we see a lot of information about photos here that we can look through, such as the photo albums, Z face top, Z moment. And I haven't done too much looking into this one, but I think that you can also see information about Apple Live Photos as well here. So if you've made it this far into the video, you can definitely leave a comment as to whether or not you do see anything about Apple Live Photos in this photos.sqlite.db that I just opened. And just to be able to end the video, mobile library, and if we scroll all the way down to SMS, we can find SMSDB, which, as the name implies, shares messages. So the cool thing about messages here is that you can see everything. So you see regular text messages, and in this text message chain that I have here, in the one between me and my phone number, me on this phone and me and on my actual phone, I sent some pictures around, and I also, as you can see, made some replies here. So as you're able to see with the replies or the emotion or the emotes on it, it makes a specific message by itself with an emote in it. And which is pretty interesting because I thought it would put something in a field like has emoted and which emote it has, if there's a one in that has emote type of column. But no, instead it sends a full message towards the other person with the emote in it. And that's kind of understandable from iPhone to iPhone on iMessage, because it does that same kind of thing when an iPhone speaks to an Android phone via text message. But these are just 3 of the databases that we can look at, and we'll look into some more of them later on in this series of forensics. But for now, I think it's a pretty good time to end it off, because you guys learned quite a bit about the databases and how to actually get stuff out of a phone that you have first jailbroken. So I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this, and I hope that you guys want to keep on learning in forensics and keep on learning with me. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and enjoy your day, everybody.